Hi everyone. Today we will be looking into what's going to happen in your love and romantic life in the year 2025. There are three crystals in front of you. You can pick whatever the one you feel most drawn to. I know some of you feel confused about picking things intuitively. So if that doesn't work, although I'd prefer that you first only pick something intuitively, but if that doesn't work, then you can pick it by your signs. I'm going to pick these signs also. The first is Cancer, Leo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. The second pile is Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Libra. And the third pile is Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Aquarius. I would although prefer that you pick intuitively via crystal, but in case you're confused, this one's for you. I'm going to give you guys a minute. Let's get started now. Hi, pile number one. If you chose the pink crystal, or if you could not choose intuitively and your sun sign or rising sign, however you pick this, falls under these zodiacs, then this is your reading. Now, one thing I would like to say, some of you in this pile could be married, could be divorced, could be single, right? Because a lot of different people watch this pile. We also have people from the LGBTQ community sometimes watching such readings. So I am going to keep the messages a bit open-ended. If there's something specific that comes to me for a specific situation, I would elaborate more on it. But I'm going to keep them slightly broad. So take however it resonates. It's very difficult to break down each card into these 4-5 different unique situations that a person might be in. It's very difficult to break a card like to understand that, oh, if you're married, then this, if you're single, then this. So I'm going to keep them slightly broad, open-ended. But I mean, if you're familiar with my reading style, I am going to be detailed, as you know, like if you know. Okay, let's get started. What I feel right now is, firstly, for the people who are single, some of you could be still stuck up on somebody from your past, okay? You might have had a breakup this year, which is 2024, or generally there is a feeling that, you might be very much in love with the idea of a particular person from your past, okay? Like sometimes, we come across these people and we feel, oh, they would be such a great person to have in my life as my partner, but things don't go ahead, right? So I'm kind of feeling that energy. Of course, with the card, the X here, you might be hung up on somebody, okay? If you're single, if you're somebody who is divorced or either separated or widowed, then again I do feel as if there is a little bit of healing that needs to be done from your past experiences about relationships and romance, okay? It may have gone ugly, you may have lost your partner, but yes, there's definitely some healing that needs to be done. And you may not even realize it. You could be in this phase that sometimes you hesitate, you have hiccups when it comes to meeting somebody new, or when it is about putting yourself out there, all right? And broadly speaking, just generally hauntings of the past overall for people in this pile might be restricting themselves in expressing as beautifully, as clearly as they want to when it comes to romance, or in terms of finding somebody who may be right for them, all right? I do feel as if, there's just a lot of, it's interesting, I forgot to mention it. When I was pulling out cards for this pile, they were just popping out left, right, center. I mean, I really wish that I would have shuffled on camera and you would have seen one flying there, one flying here. So what I do feel is, as it is a lot of anticipation, a lot of worry also in this pile about wanting to know, okay, what is it going to be? Who is it? Especially for those who are single. And for those who are married, again, in marriages, we can have a happy marriage, we can have an upsetting or like not so great marriage. I do feel as if, people in this pile are just like, okay, tell me more, it's going to be fine. So there seems to be like a lot of worry in you, okay? There seems to be like this concern of, would I be able to like get through? Will I have like what I want? And There's also a lot of anticipation, like it's, you know, that excitement also, that okay, I do look forward to something interesting, but at the same time a worry that I don't know, will it ever happen or not. I do feel a lot of people in this pile, you know, might be Mulank too, or they may have moon in their lagna or moon in 7th house. We also have Pisces here, which is a very emotional card, very emotional energy. I do feel as if, you know, people in this pile, they are generally moody. Like, you know, few days they might be like, okay, you know, I'm hopeful about life, and then suddenly, few days later, they go like, oh, I'm not too sure, life sucks. So I think that's how your approach is also in romantic life. Some of you, you know, may also have a lot of codependency issues, which is that you just need your partner all the time around. You need your partner to be there. You need to do things with your partner. You may have to find how to also do things alone without your partner, you know, like have your own life, have your own identity outside of the relationship. And I don't mean it in a girl boss way. I mean that, you know, there's just too much enmeshment right now in the relationship. You need to have some space, figure out your identity as well. Okay, I'll get out of the zodiacs quickly. Some of you who are watching this, of course, could be Pisces. We have Pisces here, or your 7th house could be ruled by Pisces, your 6th house could be ruled by Pisces, or your 9th house could be ruled by Pisces, and also Aquarius. Some of you may have Saturn in your 7th house, which could be delaying your marriage. A Saturn could be sitting in your 6th house or your 8th house, which also means having gone through many troubled relationships when it comes to romance. Saturn could also be sitting in your 5th house, which means it aspects your 7th house, and hence there is a delay. Some of you may have a tendency to also get attracted towards older people than you know, older people in the quest of finding somebody who's more mature. I do feel some people in this pile may have had an experience where either they got cheated on, or you are somebody who did something, you know, which you knew morally maybe wasn't correct, but in the flow of your emotions, you let it slide. It could mean that you cheated, it could mean maybe having relationship with a married person, it could mean having an extramarital relationship. There's a lot of emotions in this pile, you know. It's like, oh, if I don't get what I want, I have to go and seek it out somewhere. Okay? I do feel one thing for people who are single in this pile, there's an absolute need to go discover yourself a little bit more. And I'm sorry, it's such a redundant word, discover yourself. Go do the things that you like doing, and do them more wholeheartedly, more fully, you know. Like suppose if you enjoy spirituality, if you enjoy like dancing, if you enjoy like reading about technology, I think join those groups, do a lot of that stuff which you enjoy, which makes you have fun in life. That might be a great way of like meeting somebody, because I do feel that in 2025 there is somebody that's going to make its way to you. It might start off with friendship. Although this card says that it may never develop into romance, I'm getting a very strong feeling that it might actually develop into romance. You might meet somebody, but it will be very slow paced. Okay, for those who are married, it's kind of like similarish advice that, you know, you have to go and find yourself as well. You can't make your spouse's identity your entire identity. You need to be your own person first. Okay, I do feel some of you could be going through a period of Saturn Mahadasha or a Sade Sati. There's something to do with Jupiter also. Some of you may have like a retrograde Jupiter or like an afflicted Jupiter in your chart. Okay, so let's go further ahead. What I'm seeing is that some of you are 110% getting married in the first half of 2025. Okay, you may meet somebody through an arranged match. I do feel it's more to do with arranged, and that's where maybe you meet somebody, you know, maybe in some event, or like you meet someone and you feel that it might blossom into a romance. It may not, and you may have somebody else coming to you. Okay, and some of these things, you know, because they're predictive, they make sense more as the year progresses. Right now you may be like, I mean, I did not resonate. I mean, how can you? We are talking about your future, right? So I do feel as if in the first 6 months of 2025, you're going to be coming across somebody who will feel the person to you. You're going to be excited. You would feel, oh my God, they fit so well into my baggage, into my family. It's almost like as if we were meant to be together, okay? I am getting that energy of like two really wonderful and equal people coming together, okay? I do sense a little bit more of arranged marriages, or like, like you have been set up together. That sort of energy I'm getting here. But interestingly, these two cards also flew out. If you see yourself in any one of these energies, that you are responsible, you're fully functional, you are the main character of your life, you're attracting somebody who's the main character of their life, who's equally responsible, functional, and together you guys are going to like really be the it couple, like the couple that people look forward to, and everything would just feel so well aligned with both of you, okay? Those who are married, I feel wonderful addition in the family in the first half of 2025. Some of you could be birthing a child. You could be taking your relationship to the next level. There could be like buying a house, moving together, moving places. There's a lot of beautiful energy that we have here in this pile. For people who are divorced or separated, one very tiny energy that I'm getting is that there would be a lot of reminiscence, like especially if you were in a happy relationship and for some reason things didn't work out, you would reminisce a lot about your past, and your desire to have a family, to have somebody, is going to increase. Interestingly, this is also one of a tiny message for people who are single. It may not immediately fall into place for you in 2025 in the first half. What might happen is you may start really craving a family of your own. You may want to have a partner, and you may really want to ask yourself that, hey, I really want somebody in my life. I think you will accept it more wholeheartedly. Maybe till now, you have been like, oh, I'm not really finding anybody, I don't really care. You might be like a bit conflicted about it. I think in the first half of 2025, you're going to get that absolute clarity by March, May, that, hey, I absolutely need someone. And to do that, I think in the second half of 2025 is where you're going to be in an exploring energy and state. You'll be like, hey, if I want this, I gotta go out and get it. And I need to do so with a very positive outlook, with a curious energy towards everything. I need to go out and explore. Interestingly, some of you could also be moving, relocating in the end of 2025. And that might be a decision that is anchored by you knowing that you want somebody. And maybe you feel that in your current environment, that's not going to be possible, and you need to go to newer terrains to find someone like that. Okay? For those who are married, I'm also kind of getting this energy that, maybe together as a family in the first half of 2025, there might be like a bit of worry, like financial worry. Like me and my partner, we are trying to grow, we are trying to get stabilized. I don't know how we might not able to be. There's also a bit of a health scare that I'm seeing here, okay? Especially people in this file, especially people who are Leos, and Sagittarius as well too, I would advise you to drive very carefully in the year of 2025, especially when you're with your family. Do not get excited when it comes to driving and thrills of the road, basically. Take it slow. Interestingly, we have the Knight of Drinks here. Keep your alcohol also under control in 2025. So this is for family. When it comes to like people who are single, I kind of feel as if, your career every now and then also is going to be interfering with the fact that, I don't know, do I really have time for love life, like even if I want one, because it requires effort, it requires investment of time. But I'm so busy, like, sometimes taking care of my health, I'm busy like taking care of my career and finances. I generally also do see a health scare for you guys as well. Also, do not drunk dial your ex in 2025 if you see that happening. There's something also to do with breaking your old patterns. Like, if you're somebody who would usually get drunk and like, it was okay for you to have a hookup or like give in to urges after getting drunk. It was okay to feel or like do a short-term thing just because you're drunk and you feel like it's okay. I think 2025 is going to be the year where you break the pattern and where you become like firm with your asks and your beliefs. Hey, if I don't want this, I don't want this. But suppose you realize that, like this entire idea of like having a one-night stand doesn't really work for me, and I just let it happen because I want to feel good, I think you're going to be like, no, I don't want to feel good like this anymore. I want to change the way I feel good. My feel good is going to come in the feeling of a family, stability, and I want that. So for that, I'm ready to let go of this. Okay? But this is also to say you may meet somebody over drinks, because now that I have here and we have this, there's an energy. Could just a friendship. You might also meet somebody from arranged marriage, which I have said many times, but a very teeny energy of like meeting somebody in a pub over drinks, etc. Okay? This entire pile is super emotional when it comes to their romance. Okay, I just observed we also have the sign of Cancer. Moon is ruled by the zodiac Cancer. So emotions are constantly and always running high. Because of which I would also tell you not to do anything emotional in 2025. Just, like sometimes you just end up doing things out of loneliness and desperation. That is a no-no for you in 2025. Discernment. Be aware. Be in the know, do the right thing. Saturn loves people who follow the rules, right? And Saturn also loves people who put in effort. I know, we have been taught in pop culture, love just shows up. But that's not true, okay? You have to go and fight and find your love many a times. So, yeah, that's what I'm getting. Couple of other things that I'm getting here is, angel numbers is something that you might start seeing quite a lot when you're going to be closer to finding your partner, specifically 12-12, 11-11, 2-2, 5-5, and again, nothing to do with twin flames or anything. In case somebody is wondering, oh, is that person going to be my soulmate, twin flame, etc. I'm not very fond of labels. What I am fond of is that whatever it is, it looks like something healthy that's coming to you, okay? And for many of you, the whole cycle may get shifted to the second half of 2025, wherein at least that desire to go out and explore and meet people is going to be stronger, okay? And then your cycle may get shifted to 2026, where you might actually find somebody, okay? So, and for few of you, what I'm also kind of getting is that those who find somebody in the first half of 2025, you might actually take a big risk with them also. You might move states, move countries because of them. It's going to be fun because you are in that energy. You both are equals in this relationship. We also have your time to relax and surrender. All those who are, again, see what I just spoke of. Do not be desperate. Do not do anything out of loneliness. It's saying relax, do not hurry. You're watched over. You will be looked after. And keep praying to Krishna. Keep praying to Vishnu to get you your partner. Okay? Then we have surrender. Do not struggle in life. Surrender to all that you want and all that is unwanted, and you will receive help. Surrender is very important. So I think maybe this is all. See, specifically, there is Saturn in your 6th house, or Saturn in your 7th house, or suppose the Lord of 7th house is sitting in 6th or 8th house. That does show sometimes cancellation of marriage. Okay, like that may not be evidently in your chart, but we are living in times, where I genuinely believe that praying can change destiny, surrender can change destiny. Hence, maybe this card also for many of you, that ultimately surrender. But surrender doesn't happen without effort, right? And surrender happens from a very happy space, not from a space of feeling alone, feeling like I don't know, will I be able to get out of it? So find that joy, find your values, find that clarity, stick with it. And just know that it's bound to happen for you. It might happen in the most magical way. Like, look at the imagery. It looks magical. Never even, it's like unimaginable. Can this happen? Yes, it can. Okay? And there's a lot of praying energy generally in the cards, that we have here today. So it's almost like that you have to manifest. You really have to manifest with effort. Okay, I want to give out one more message. Because these two cards have popped out. So as to round off the reading, I want to give a message to everybody in their unique situations when it comes to their love life in 2025. Something wants to pop out, do so. Otherwise, I'm pulling one out. Knock, knock. Knock on the doors of possibilities will open. I think what's happening here is you're not even knocking, you're not even going out and knocking on the doors. Maybe you're waiting for somebody to come and knock at your door. It's funny, I always tease about this to a friend of mine. I think it's time to go out in the world and explore, okay? Because I do see this happening for you. I see you manifesting it. I see you really desiring it and wanting it, but do it from a happy space. Know that you already have it. That is what true manifestation is, right? So know that you already have it. There's one other card that I just want to pull out. If there's anything they need to know from this particular deck. Wow. Moon and water are connected, right? And again, the card of surrender. You know what? You should practice your affirmations and manifestation in water. Like, say to the water, drink it daily, feel good. Dude, moon, water, Cancer, Pisces, all your emotional little zodiacs are here. Like, these people just desperately want love, and desperation just means like they have hope in the world, also sometimes. Like, you just want to be with somebody, but to do that, you need to put in the effort also. Tame your emotions, not give in to wrong people, not be fooled by the idea of how romance happens. It's work, it's also adjustment. So, yeah, that was it. Pile number 1. Let me know how you like the reading. Please do claim what you want to come true in the comments below, so that you can always come back and see if it worked out for you or not this way. Alright? Okay. See you in my next reading. Bye. Hi. Pile number 2. If you chose this crystal, or intuitively, if you chose... Sorry, not intuitively. If you chose via Zodiac and you fall under these zodiacs, then this is your reading. One disclaimer that I'm giving in every pile is that everybody has different situation when it comes to romance, right? Some are single, some are divorced, some are widowed, married, in complicated relationships, hung up on someone. So I'm going to be keeping this reading a bit broad. Okay, if there's any specific message I need to give for a specific situation, I would give that, but take however it resonates. Also know that this is a predictive reading, so I mean, it doesn't even have to resonate right now. You might have to come back to it in few months, next year, mid of the year, just to see if it's falling into place or not. So what I would ideally advise you might want to simply claim the good parts that are coming in the reading. Now I'm keeping my coffee here, okay, so that I don't forget to drink it. Otherwise, usually I just end up forgetting to drink it. Okay. Another thing that I need to tell you is there's one message that I'm getting very much. I'm gonna get it out of the way, elaborate on it a little bit later, because that's a message that a lot of single people get to hear quite a lot across many readings. That's how just life is, which is, I don't think somebody is finding anybody in 2025. And sorry, okay, getting it out of the way. Why? Because there's still a little bit of healing journey that one has to go through. They still need to understand what is it that they want from their romance, their relationships. They need to put themselves out there a bit more. You need to start dressing up more. You need to be in that energy of how you would feel if you're already in a romantic relationship with somebody. Like when we have a partner, we feel like dressing up nicely for them. We feel like doing a bunch of things. You need to start doing for yourself. You need to enjoy your alone time, like you are the main character of your world, okay? There is definitely something to do with a healing-ish energy here in this pile. Give up your baggage. Let go of it. Time to unpack the baggage. Go inside. Go much internal and see what is it that you want out of your romance. Is it companionship? Is it just somebody to be there? What are your values? What are your negotiables, non-negotiables? Are you even going out and meeting people? Because if you're not, then I'm sorry. You're not finding anybody in 2025. Okay? 2025 might be the year of healing for many of you who are watching this spy. Now that I've got that message out of the way, and we already know like how conversations around healing of romance happen. I'm sure you all watch multiple readings. Keep reading up about it, so you already know. So I'm not going to unpack more of it for you. Now the job is yours to unpack your baggage, dress up, enjoy your alone time, celebrate your own company and the little love that you have in your life, celebrate your friendships, go inside, know what you need, and come out like a winner so that you're ready for what may come for you, maybe next to next year, okay? Now, coming on to one very important message. I think some of you could have Ketu in your 7th house. You could have a Ketu placement in your Lagna. which is the south node. You could have Jupiter placed in your 7th house, or Jupiter in the year of 2025 could be transiting over your 7th house, which means congratulations, people, you're meeting your partner. This is especially for people who are single. You could also have placement of Ketu or South Node in Taurus sign or in Virgo sign. Your Jupiter could be placed in Taurus or Virgo signs. Jupiter and Ketu could be placed in your Libra sign. You could be a Libra ascendant. Okay? Your rising sign could be Libra, even if your zodiac is one of these or some other. Okay? Now, what's interesting is, too many messages in this, like this pile got me a bit too excited. As if I think after the first 2-3 months of 2025, you're going to be really in this dating, excited energy, especially if you're single, widowed or divorced. You're going to be really having fun in your dating life in 2025. You're going to be all I'm out there trying to hunt my guy or my girl, and I'm very excited about it. Because you would have done the work probably in the first few months of 2025. It would move a little bit more quickly for you, where you would realize, hey, I am this. I am in my king and my queen era, and I am ready to be out and explore. There's a very funny clip I watched of the woman who played Phoebe. I don't remember her name, and I think she's in some new series. There was this Instagram edit, where it says high value woman. Again, gender agnostic, replace woman with man. So basically she goes around in a bar asking people, are you single? Are you gay? Are you working? What is your work like? And then she ends up only kissing the guy whom she finds meets her criteria. So it's kind of a funny clip also, okay? So you will be that clear, removing people left, right, center, but very open to dating and being hey, you know what, I think I'm cute, I dress up well, I have done enough share of my alone time, and I'm ready to venture out in the world with this full energy. I'm going to be curious, but I'm not going to be foolish. And I think that's where, congratulations, something is happening next year for many of you, okay? And I have a feeling as if for this pile, there is something to do with things being hidden. You're not completely supposed to know how your love life is going to transition next year, okay? And I'm going to respect that from the cards if I get that, and I'm going to keep it like that, okay? But I feel as if there is a cute little surprise that's going to make its way to you when you least expect it. When you're oh, you know what, done that, been there, I've done enough effort or whatever, now, I don't know, surrender. And that's where I think it's going to be, bam, there's somebody. Okay? Few messages I want to get out of the way, which are very straightforward-ish. That is patience. You need to have patience. You need to stay curious. You need to be in this fun energy of curiously meeting people, but not placing their expectations that, oh, they might be the one. Okay? You need to stay positive quite a lot. Know that every bad and unwanted happening is also a divine plan working. Wait for your time. Your time. Your friendships are going to flourish in 2025, and that's very interesting, okay? Because I feel if for a very long time, many of you were struggling with, I don't know, just having a fun group, right people, so that, you can be more expressive about yourself. You're getting all those opportunities in 2025. Coffee sip break. And for those who are married, it's interesting. I almost feel as if the first 3-4 months of 2025 are going to be a lot about realizations of growth in the relationship, realizations of who you are and what you contribute to in the relationship. And from there, things will take a turn for a lot better, okay? It's suddenly that, oh, now I know how to be there for my partner in the capacity that they are there for me. Or I know how to ask my partner to be in the capacity that I am there for them. So it's quite interesting. I'm using too much hands, in this reading because it's getting me all oh, too much excitement. Okay. Ooh, interesting, Taurus. 7th house in Kalpurush Kundli, it's technically ruled by Libra. We have Libra here. I love when cards align. Okay, singles. What's happening? Ketu is definitely at play, okay? And Ketu might be placed in your 7th house, either in Navamsha, if not in your main Lagna Kundli. Navamsha is D9. And what I feel is when you meet this person, your life would feel like as if you've been struck by lightning. It would be just like, oh my god, what I wanted, now I have it. And now that I have it, fuck. It's shaking me up. It's completely shaking me up. There's so much of my baggage coming up. There's so much of my idea of romance and love changing. And oh my god, will I be able to handle it? Will I be able to go through it? Oh my god, what happens? What happens? And this is where I'm actually getting reminded of, this series, Nobody Wants This. If you follow me on my Instagram, I spoke about it for a little bit because it was very cutesy. But taking one message from there is, how that woman tends to feel like very unnerved because she's in a very healthy relationship. So there's a bunch of stuff coming up and she doesn't know like how to react. She doesn't know how to express. So in one of the scenes in the kitchen, she turns around to be like, okay, let me say what I want to say, but I can't look at you. I feel you're going to be in that space and energy. Even for guys, because oh my god, I think guys struggle so much with expression of feelings, of romance. So I think, yes, you're going to be like moving beyond it and learning how to do that when this person enters your life. And when and how you're not supposed to know because something is at work that you don't see. Now, what's happening in your love life in 2025 is a lot of dating. Honestly, I don't know if it's my dirty brain or if it's me reading intuitively, but if I look at this card, I am getting a dirty thought. I feel as if you're going to be having your fair share of lollipops and having your fair share of fun in 2025 because you're completely in the space of exploring, but you're exploring very positively, you just really want to find your person. And because of which you're like, okay, you know what, I'll do the drill. I'll figure out how things need to work out with people. But I want to keep on exploring. I don't want to stop now, okay? With the root card, what I see is your values and intrinsically what you seek is in place. You know what you want. You know what you desire and you don't want to settle it. Foundationally, these are my roots. These are my values. This is what I want and I don't want to budge away from that. But, okay, fine. I'll do the fun as long as it's fun for me. But my goal, I'm going to be very clear about that, which is I want a marriage. I want a commitment. Interestingly, I think you're going to become very wise in your outtake of how you view relationships. Okay, now this is for everybody, married, singles. I think you're going to be a lot more responsible in taking charge of your life and taking charge of how you want to drive your life when it comes to your romance. If you're single, you are going to be like really already trusting in the universe. And I think, something is going to flip in the first few months of 2025 where your trust that everything works out for a reason is going to be immense. And I think that's really going to put you in this positive energy and make you move and jump timelines literally, speaking from a quantum physics point of view. There's a lot of friendship energy also on the cards. I kind of feel as if, things with a particular person may start over like good time, over some good, honest, sincere, cutesy friendship where the reciprocation is going to be equal. It's going to feel very equal give and take. A lot of your old paths are going to be shedding themselves away in 2025 and you're going to feel, oh my god, I've never viewed romance and love like this before. I have never viewed my alone time with myself like this before. I have never viewed the idea of being with somebody like this before. And I think it's going to be very liberating. You're going to love the way you would look at things in 2025, okay? Your confidence is going to increase when it comes to love. Your courage is going to increase. I feel like some of you might also be people who might be okay making the first moves in 2025. Because there's always this cliche and the stereotype, right? Like, oh, women don't make first moves. I think if you're a woman, you're going to be like, I like you, let me try. And even if you're a guy who was always like a little resistant to like meeting people or like making the first move, I think you're going to be out and be brazen. Wow. Suddenly felt as if there's a lot of Mars energy also that I'm getting here. Of course, that makes sense with one of the signs that we have here and the red crystal, there is a lot of Mars energy also. It's almost like the universe is coming together for you. I also feel as if you're going to do a bunch of things in 2025 which are very personal to you. Like, I don't know, if you have always been into animal welfare, you might become more active in that. If you're somebody who's into spirituality, cooking, discovering new bars, places, trying your hand at something, I think you're going to be more invested in your hobbies, in things that you truly love. And from there also there's a possibility of, bam, meeting somebody. Interesting. Interesting. For all those who are married, I feel the mid part of 2025 is going to be very important, okay? Like some very important decisions and how to be together, stay together, be in the same space for each other, show up for each other. I think you will have a lot of those conversations also. You would express yourself more honestly and openly to your partner, and I think it's going to be a game changer for your relationship. I don't know why when I look at this, I feel as if, some of you were fond of collecting these cowrie shells or Gomti Chakra when you were growing up. There's something there. And if anybody of you who love doing this, you have to comment and let me know, okay? Please, you owe me this. Because I want to know if what I'm reading is correct or not. I think by the end of the year, what's going to happen is, for those like who are on their healing journey, you're going to complete it. You're going to complete it, and I think something is going to show up if the cards are not willing to fully reveal it, okay? So you have to stay in that curious, out there, seeking it energy with a space of wisdom. For those who might end up meeting somebody, because I'm kind of getting those vibes here, somewhere in mid of the year, August, September, I think by the end of the year, you'll be like, oh, this is all that it was for. And I think when you guys meet each other, I'm reading this literally, it's going to feel like a duo. It's going to feel like, oh my God, this is peanut butter and jelly energy. We fit. We fit, and how? Like, it's beautiful the way we fit. There's a lot of energy of 4 here also, the number 4, which is a lot about stability. It's about shake up, and that's where lightning and disruption comes in. For those who are like in stable relationships, I think you are like really getting ahead, getting to know each other better, growing with each other, and you will love it. You will love it. You're also going to learn how to have healthy space in a relationship. Very naturally, very organically. And it'll be fun. It'll be good. Especially for those who are married or in stable relationships. There's also something about picking up more duties, more responsibility, knowing how to ask for fair share of help. And I think you're going to get that. I think your partner is going to be receptive. Okay? Definitely 7th house is very active in 2025. Singles are meeting somebody. Those who are in relationships are stabilizing it further. Things are progressing. You might be telling at home next year if you're already dating somebody and you know that they are the one. Next year is when you reveal it all. There's just so much hope in you, like there is hope, there is wonderment of world, there is this awe in which that things anyway just fall into place for me always. And I kind of like relate it with this card also. It's like, a lot of your old belief systems are dying. You're getting ready for new beginnings, especially for those who are going to be healing. You're getting ready for new. You're going to be positive. You're killing old parts of yourself. You're like, my baggage doesn't work for me anymore. I like to have fun. I like to celebrate my life every day. And I'm going to do it with my friends. I'm going to do it with people that love me. And somebody who fits into this entire life. Wonderful. Make your way. And that's where I think you're meeting somebody who's really going to be it for you. Your 2025 is a lot about suddenness. When you least expect. Suddenly, oh my God, how is it falling into place? Oh my God, shit, it's making me so uncomfortable. I've never felt this. Oh my God, it fell into place. It's beautiful, beautiful energy. I also feel as if, the patience is not guidance. It's more like a prediction. You're going to be very happily patient in 2025. You're like, you know what? If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it's okay. I'm having fun. I love me. I have managed to move out of my baggages, and my God, life looks wonderful. I have a new lens on life, which is wonderful and great. Yeah. Okay, when I looked at this card, it just felt like it's almost like that you're just waiting now for somebody to enter. But you're also very appreciative of what you have. So there is no sorrow or sadness. There is just happiness, joy. I don't think anybody is getting married straight up next year, but you're definitely meeting the one, okay? You're definitely meeting the one, especially if you have done through your healing journey. If not, then this entire timeline gets shifted to 2026. And those who are married, oh my God, like big decisions you're taking forward. You might also actually decide to have a baby. You might start planning for a baby. There's going to be a sense of calmness, inner peace, the fact that you're loved and you know that love is going to happen for you. Honestly, your 2025 looks fabulously amazing. A lot of things will happen for you which will only make sense much later. Right now in the reading also, it feels as if you're not supposed to know a few things. You're not supposed to know when, how, exactly, how will they look, how will it feel. No. You're just supposed to be like in this energy of surrender and divine love, because you know you're the child who's taken care of. You know you're a child who will be provided for by universe. And I do feel some of you are meeting the person in 2025 and 2026. Bam. You're getting married. The Jupiter transit is going to happen. You could have a well-placed Jupiter. Jupiter could be placed in your 7th house, could be aspecting your 7th house. Jupiter could be in your Lagna. You're having the time of your life when it comes to dating and romance in 2025. And you're doing so optimistically, happily, joyously, no energy of desperation or loneliness. And then bam, it just happens. And I'm saying bam quite a lot. It does feel like as if lightning is going to hit you when you meet them. When you meet your person, you will just know, oh, that's what all this is for. So that was it, pile number 2. This was your reading. Let me know what part of it you would like to claim. Do claim it in the comments below. Let me know about the little message I gave you about the cowrie shells, and I'll see you in your next reading. Alright, thanks. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. If you chose this crystal, or if your sun sign or zodiac falls into Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn, Aquarius, then this is your reading. And interestingly, okay, first disclaimer, then I'll come on to the interesting bit. The disclaimer is because everybody is in a very different situation romantically. Singles, widowed, divorced, some could be from LGBTQ community, separated, married, in complicated relationships, hung up on someone. So I'm going to keep the messages slightly broad, okay? If there is something specific I need to talk about a certain situation, I would do that, but mostly I'd keep the messages broad. So take it however it resonates. That's one message. And now the interesting bit, which is, I have read the piles very differently for the other 2 sets, okay? I followed my own spread. But for you, the spread was just not happening. It almost felt like as if there's some very specific messages that specific people need to hear. So here we are doing this differently for your pile. Congratulations, feels special. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, first let's get away with the placements and like the planetary aspects. Some of you could have a very strong placement of Mercury in your chart. Like Mercury could be exalted, or generally like your ruling sign could be ruled by Mercury. Mercury could be in your 1st house, in your Lagna Kundli or your Navamsha. You could have a very strong Sun placement. Sun could again be in your Lagna Navamsha. You could be a Scorpio ascendant. We anyway have Scorpio here as well. You could have certain strong Scorpio placements, or you could have Mercury or Sun placed in the sign of Scorpio or in the sign of Aries. You could also have a strong Mars placement. You might generally be people who are quick on reaction, anger, quick about overthinking. You also could be people who are very image conscious. I know that for sure for Capricorns. There is a certain segment in Capricorn who are very, very image conscious. Like, they really are very conscious. They need assurance all the time. So you could have like one of these placements as well. Your first house may have some very important planets, okay, which could be also making you question a lot about what you bring to a relationship. You may also have like a strong self-love tendency. You may see yourself in a very positive light. You may see yourself as a sun in lives of other people, and that's good. I mean, that's what we try to teach people most of the time. So you're already there. Aces. That didn't look like a thumbs up. Aces. Okay. Okay, so now coming to the messages, which is a bit interesting. For all those and I'm going to be straight up about it. I'm going to jump straight into it, okay? So for all those who are married, I feel in the year of 2025, there's going to be turbulences in the relationship. In what sense? I don't think you're going to feel as if the needs of your partner are being understood by you, or your partner understands your needs, okay? For all those who are also having kids, I think you're going to be very overwhelmed by the duties of being a parent, duties of being a partner to somebody, handling the entire family, the responsibilities. And you might just always question constantly in 2025 that is there something better out there? Is there something better that I could have done in my life? Like, why did I choose this? Is there an option to like undo this? And I'm very sorry. I know it's not a very positive message, but it is what it is. I think in the year of 2025, you're going to be learning the fact that I don't think my partner is capable of meeting my needs. I don't think they really understand the emotional depths and like my emotional needs. Honestly, to say here one more thing, there's also sometimes a little bit of self-work required in this situation, you know. Why? Because sometimes we just see our partner as, you know, the one who's going to save us from everything all the time. And sometimes the partner is not capable. Doesn't mean they're wrong. Just means that they don't know how to help you. You may want to help yourself first and understand that what is it that you can truly bring to your partner or not. And for some aspects of your life, you may have to hunt down the right people who can help you, okay? So keeping that as discernment in our mind, I still feel as if there's going to be a bit of an upheaval situation with your partner in 2025 if you're married or if you're in a relationship specifically, where you would understand they don't know how to give me what I need. And I see it more emotional, or I see it lack of fulfillment in what sense they may be great at emotional, but they're not doing great financially in their career. They don't know how to be a provider. Or they might be a great provider, but they really don't know how to take care of you emotionally. Or they could be doing both, but you know, maybe the physical relationship is not that great, or maybe there's distance, or maybe they don't know how to be a good parent, maybe your values don't align on parenting. So there could be like a little bit of tiff there, which could be like an elongated tiff. It's almost like, you know, feeling that's getting stronger and deeper with every few weeks, that oh, they really don't understand me. And because of which I have some very odd message here, which is very limited to very few people, but I'm just going to get it out of the way. Some of you may start looking for love outside of your marriage or outside of your relationship. Or somebody might show interest and then you may feel, oh my God, they really understand me. They really know what I want. So that might happen. Or the other thing, because each to its own and each is morals and outlook to life to its own, and also like relationships in today's time can be very complicated and daunting. But if you are like somebody who's like, oh my God, this I can't do, like I have to be with my partner, I have to be loyal to them, then I do feel as if, you know, you're going to be like figuring a way of making it easier between you both, like knowing that okay, what works for us and what doesn't work for us, and maybe how they can't cater to all your needs. I think accepting that and understanding that okay, this is what it is going to be easy. Yeah. So that's that. There is a bit of a tiny energy of like having a affair. I'm hearing the word affair, extramarital. And because you are taking this reading, it's for you, okay? Because some people have a tendency to be like, oh, is my partner going to cheat on me? No, there's no cheating energy. This reading is of you. There is a chance that you might, okay, so you may not even engage with it, but it's sometimes also emotional infidelity, right? Where you might just think about it, or you may like just expressing yourself more to somebody else. There was a very weird intuitive message that I'm getting, that some of you might reminisce a lot about a certain ex of yours, you know, who maybe knew how to understand you better emotionally. So there is a bit of a turbulence there in the relationship in 2025. I'm not going to deny that. Do I see you coming out of it? Yes. By the end of the year, things would start making sense. If we remove all these marriages, if we remove all these conversations about morality and the fact that, oh, there's a cheating or like an extramarital energy in the cards, because that is a tiny energy for very select few. Okay, if you remove all of that, I do feel as if you would just have a way figured out of how it works for you both in the relationship, and you will just continue with it however it is. Okay, for those who are single, I feel there's somebody going to be coming into your life, but not after finishing off a karmic relationship. There is something in the beginning of the year that may feel like, oh my god, this is the one, this is the family, this is the person I'm going to build my family with. Or you may already be engaged with somebody right now. Engaged as in not like engaged, but like just engaged. You could be like with somebody, and maybe in the beginning of the year it would start feeling like, oh my god, this is really something, and then it would lead to more confusion, and you would be like, oh my god, what the hell is happening? Should I go and hunt somewhere else? Should I find like my one someplace else? Then you may still come back to that person, and there would be like a little bit of back and forth, etc., till you realize that it was a karmic relationship and it's come to an end, and that's where your lessons would have been learned. And I think you would have jumped timeline like that to find your partner. Okay, for those who are single, this is a very strong message. For those who are just in a relationship and like, but you don't really know if it's going somewhere, or like you could be in a stable or happy relationship, I think the year start is going to be a bit turbulent. You might also see if you want to tell at home, you might actually see your parents maybe not supporting. You might have to break off the relationship for a little bit. Interestingly, I do feel as if things are going to settle down by second half of the year, by the end of the year. You might like decide to take some space, take some break like in the relationship, figure yourselves out, see that okay, like if it's working, if it's not working. And even that little break period or that little breakup, it's going to be karmic. It's like it was destined already. And then I think you will come back again with the person, and you will be like, oh my god, we are there for each other, we are meant to be with each other. So if you're in a relationship already, it will start off feeling like, oh my god, yes, this is it, this is home to me. Only to realize that, oh my god, nobody else is supporting our dream of home. Or maybe now things are getting a bit complicated, I don't know. And then you might break away only to come back again together by the end of the year. For all those who are divorced or widowed, I think you're completing like a major learning or understanding by the mid of 2025. All your karmic debt will be paid off by then. And by the year end, I think you're going to be happily married, or you're going to be like meeting somebody who's there. The energy of meeting somebody next year or materializing your relationship into a stable foundation with commitment is there. If you're having a turbulent relationship with your partner, if you're married, the energy of like navigating through that together, trying to understand each other, that's there. Very tiny energy of some of you straying away, but anyway then coming back to your partner. Okay. So that all is there, okay? It seems like a good year, but it's going to start off with heartbreaks. And you would have to understand that, heartbreak or sometimes compromise, because heartbreak is not straight away breaking up, right? Sometimes it's also compromise. That is a part of life. So I do feel as if, a little bit of, oh my god, this is not like how I thought it would be. It should have been better. Like, there's that energy. When I was channeling, there was also a little bit of this anxious energy about, oh god, like I just hope it'll get stable, it'll get better, tell me it'll get better. And I literally had to put the crystal down. I was like, okay, calm down, like I am no god, right? I need to take out cards to tell me it'll get better. It will get better. Not without its own challenges, okay? What I also feel is, it's like you and your partner could be like chalk and cheese in some matter. Did I say cheese? Sorry, chalk and cheese. Like Coke and tea in some matter. Like it doesn't really go well together. Like the moment you have a Coke, you can't immediately have tea afterwards, right? Like you need to take some space. So I think that might be like a situation between you and your partner. This could be financial, this could be emotional, this could be your spiritual growth, your mental wavelength. And I think you would have to figure a way of managing how does this work? How do we work together? Or if it's okay, that okay, we are two very different people who happen to be together and we'll make it work. Alright? There's also something to do with trust. I think first, trust your destiny. And second thing is there's something to do with the fact that, like if you're going to be straying away a little bit, or like if you're expressing something to your partner also, make sure that, they don't break your trust. It's almost like that if you've observed certain patterns or certain way of their reactions when you share a particular something with them, Do they understand, or do they bring it up in fights later? You might want to be a little wary of these things, a little bit. But trust is also there. You have to trust the fact that, okay, there is all that's happening, it's happening as per what's written for you, okay? Because one card that's coming here is do your karma. Even if you're like, not so great marriage, do your karma. If you are in a great marriage, I still feel as if, there's going to be some sort of tiffs or like a disconnect, for a few months in 2025. Wow, I'm really slurring in this kind of. It's like making me uncomfortable also a little bit, because it's not a great message, right? So yeah, there's also an apology that you can expect from somebody. I think apology might also be the way forward in 2025, especially if you have strong Sun and Aries placements. I mean, guys, learn to apologize, okay? Especially for Scorpio rising as well. I feel as if, for those who are going to be taking a break from their partner, when you come back, it'll feel like, okay, now it's, it's like you would just realize that, there's nothing that can separate us. We are like magnets, and I need you, you need me, and we just need to accept that this is what it is. Okay? Know that you're on the right path. Know that, love is a beautiful journey and you're on the right path, and love is a journey. It comes like with its own fair share of problems also sometimes, and you would have to go through that. Could be karmic, because you have karma here twice, and it's also the fact that you need to do your karma. You can't abscond. You can't like not make your relationship work. You can't not make your marriage work. If you feel that they're really it, do not give up. Okay, if your parents or like somebody is trying to like break you up and like tell you that, okay, no, think practically, think like this, think like that. The heart wants what it wants. And there is compromise for sure in this file, okay? Like you'd have to figure a way of like making it work. What I also feel is with you and your partner, when you come together, if you come together in the right way and you truly understand each other, there's unlimited potential. It's like there's unlimited potential of how you can battle it out against the world. But for that to happen, you need to stop battling it out with each other. It should be us against the world, not, oh, we are trying to make us into us, so us against each other. I think there's something there that you need to understand. How to support your partner, how to seek that support. That's important. Funnily, this did come for all three piles, 2025. Mars energy, very strong Martian energy cards. We have Aries here. Oh, God knows what the next year is going to bring for all of us. Okay, then we have Firefly, which is wonder and tree and ancestry. With the tree and ancestry card, I do feel as if, there might have been like a history of bad or unhappy relationships in your family lineage also. Very similar-ish patterns of like not feeling fulfilled in romantic relationships. I think 2025 would be a time to change your patterns and break away from that. Okay, that's one thing. Second thing that I'm getting is, don't lose the wonderment in the relationship. Try to go back to what is it that made you stay with them. What is it that made you choose them? What is it that made you just go in their awe? Like, oh my God, this person is amazing and I would just want them in my life. Keep going back to those conversations, okay? Oops, I got a very weird message. Some of you might also actually be ending your marriage in 2025. And I'm sorry, I just have to say it and get it out of the way. I will not read much into it. Yeah. Thing is, with negative predictions, I don't want to start off your year on a negative note. But interestingly, I've had people come back to, there's this reading I have the next 3 years. It's a very oldest reading. I think it's 3-4 years old. I literally had somebody come back to me in 2 years and tell me that they actually took a divorce from their partner, So it makes me uncomfortable, but I need to give the message, so I have to get it out of the way. Generally, through the year, one thing that you would have to practice is patience. Patience is going to be very important. Single or not, however, patience is going to be important. For all those who are single, I definitely feel after you've kissed a few frogs and went through certain karmic relationships, you're going to be meeting your partner, because we have the card of lovers. I think towards the end, like 3, 4, 5 months of 2025, it will feel like, wow, like we did have a tough year as singles or as partners or whatever, but oh my God, now it's all coming together. So definitely people are meeting here somebody by the end of 2025 for sure. For those who are single specifically, after they've kissed a few frogs. All those who are in a relationship, I have a feeling your or your partner's sex drive is going to be really high in 2025. So you might want to be a bit careful about that. I mean, actually, there's nothing to be careful about it, right? Enjoy, but like know where to put boundaries, and I don't know, like just handle your physical intimacy. But yeah, that's going to be there quite a lot. For some of you, when there would be like this bleak period of not knowing if it's going to work out, oh my god, if the families are going to agree, or if between us things are not going great, will it go fine? Have faith in universe, okay? Do not give up on the relationship. Know that you're on the right path, all right? Bring back the fun and pleasure back into the relationship, okay? For those who are going to get separated in 2025, or they might just realize that it's not working out, please know that heartbreak is a part of human experience, and some ends only mean that there is a new beginning that is happening for you, okay? Have faith in universe. Go back to knowing that there was nothing wrong with you, and sometimes life, out of the mess, it creates an art, okay? And also do not provoke negativity. I don't know, again, a very specific message. If some of you are going to be going ahead with separating from your partner, you might want to keep it very amicable and less ugly, okay? Do not keep things ugly. Now, for all those who are continuing to stay in the relationship, who just want to work on the relationship, and those who are single, generally just make sure that, you're not saying a lot of negative things to your partner. You're not very critical of your partner. You're not criticizing. You're not whiny. You're not nagging, because, I mean, who wants that? Nobody wants that, There's a healthy way of communication. I think you need to learn that. Because interestingly, in the cards, there's nothing about healthy communication, even though we have Mercury here. But all that there is a lot of fiery energy, like impulsive energy. What I felt like, I said. Why should I not say it? Yeah, you should not, because you're hurting somebody, right? You would not like it for yourself too. So just be a little bit careful with your choice of words and how you communicate with your partner. I do feel as if, for those who are in a relationship, you are going to want to have some break or like a little bit of space from your partner. It's inevitable. You will come back again together, but yeah, that's happening for sure. And for those who are single, oh my god, you will have to go through a bit of a heartbreak again, a bit of a playboy, playgirl energy again, because you still haven't really understood what is it that you seek, and how a person who shows up in that capacity, what is it that they look like. So that's going to be a bit of a thing before till the end of the year you truly understand, and then it's kind of like that there is a chance that you end up meeting somebody. So yeah, let me see if I've missed out on any message. No, but one thing I would just like to close with is that do your karma. Do good, be good, don't lose faith, be prepared. You have to keep on doing the duties that you're doing. You have to show up for yourself, for your partner. Okay? Yeah. And last message, for those who are in a complicated relationship and stuck on somebody, I think you might receive an apology from them, and you might like move past all of it. Do not get back with them though, okay? They might come back to be like, hey, can we get back together? You have the full right to say no. Even if you try it, it's anyway going to lead to an ugly breakup, and by that time your karmic aspect with them would have been completed. After that, you're never going to go back to them. And don't lose the wonderment and the awe towards life, okay? Things have a way of fixing themselves and working out when you least expect it, so don't give up. Okay, so that was it, pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Let me know. Do not forget to have a lot of pleasure and fun in 2025, and I do feel this is also in regards to physical intimacy, especially with your partner. And even if you're single, you might come across somebody who's more of about just the pleasure, not the commitment. Weed them out. So that was it. Claim the paths that you want to happen and should come true. I hope this helped. Make sure to revisit this reading much later next year to see if any of it made sense or not. Alright, thanks. Bye.